This is a very important step for me. It's gonna help me lose a lot more weight. I'm just looking forward to the new destiny at the end of all of this.
When it comes to the weight loss program, you never know what to expect. Paints either make some amazing transformations or their journey turns out to be a big flop. These are some of the moments patients made some miraculous transformations. This is Destiny's story, and it's going to make your jaws drop from your mouth. Trust me. Destiny is a transgender female who weighs over 600 pounds. Her life is a nightmare that she has to live through every single day. She feels like someday her body is going to make her completely useless. Well, here is how her weight loss journey begins.
My mobility is really limited. I can only do steps and I'm out of breath. So being as big as I am is making it impossible to have enough. Simplest things are impossible for me now.
Imagine being so fat that you could get stuck in the bathtub while having your bath. That is insane. Sadly, that's the life Destiny lives. She even says that the most she can do is take 5 steps before she starts to run out of breath. I definitely do not want to be in her shoes.
To give me peace of mind, knowing I have help if something does happen. Nuna, can you bring me a towel, please?
It's on your bed, I'll bring it to you.
I need one on my bed.
My sister is 27 years old. She has her own place, completely stable to stay by herself. So I come every day to help her out because
even her sister knows that she can't leave Destiny to stay all by herself. At least Destiny has someone who's there to look out for her and assist her with basic things. It would have been hell if she was all by herself. I wonder how she got this fat.
Food is the only happiness I have in my life. It's my escape. It tastes good in my mouth. All I care about is, and my life doesn't seem that bad in that moment. All I want to do is eat all day and every day, and love and happiness to go away. And at this point, for sure, I can't stop all of this from getting even worse.
That way of life is going to get you killed, Destiny. You can't want to eat all day every day for the rest of your life. I mean, does she know she's hanging on by a thread? 1 or 2 more years of this lifestyle and things could turn out for the worst. Jeez.
And my mom was forced to give up custody of us, but she struck a deal that allowed her to still be a part of our and stay in touch. But it was really hard on all of us. It hurted me a lot to not be with her. From birth, the family not liking you, and then having to be put in foster care, and then she was going on growing up. You know, I just always...
That's rough, honestly. Growing up in that state must have been really tough on Destiny and her brothers. Her dad left her, and her mom and she and her brothers ended up in foster care. Most times, you can't blame these guys when they rely on food as their coping mechanism. It gets really rough sometimes.
But a couple of years after I was put in foster care, she had to go to jail for a couple of years.
Eventually, I started getting in trouble from shoplifting. I had to do time. I did 3.
Everything felt so much lonelier. Aside from my brothers, I felt like I had no one, so I needed the escape of food even more.
That would most certainly break her heart. Imagine not being able to talk to your mom every day. As if that's not enough, she gets separated from her brothers, the only family she had left. Heartbreaking, if you ask me.
So I just kept eating and gaining even fat. And by the time I was 15, over 350 pounds. Being that size as a teenager didn't really help, and to make it all even harder, around this time that I was gay, probably the hardest time in my life.
It seems like opening up about being gay was not in her favor at all. The moment she did, everyone abandoned her, and she felt more alone than she ever had. One can only imagine the trauma that built up in her head because the people she thought cared about her did the exact opposite.
Me and Anthony had gotten close as brothers while I lived with my mom, lived out on our own together. So I needed to pay my fair share of the rent and got different jobs at a few places, but they wouldn't let me work under my new name. Still, wasn't able to live the true person. But when I was 25, things got worse. I was over 500 pounds. Anthony had to get surgery.
Damn, it's like the trauma just doesn't end in Destiny's life. It's from one heartbreaking thing to the next. After going through all of this, she ends up losing her brother? Ouch, that's a straight bullet to her heart.
But it's still gonna be a lot for me, so I'm really nervous. And a lot of things are going through my head. I'm nervous if Dr. Now doesn't take me as a patient. I want to think about the doubt and him not taking me. It kind of makes me sad. Hey, honey.
hey,
You help me fold some and put them in there? It was the last chance to get the help I had to have to save my life and avoid it.
A very bold step, I must say. She knows deep down that if she keeps eating the way she does, she might not like her life in the next couple of months. Good one, Destiny. That doesn't erase the fact that she's scared that Dr. Now might not accept her for surgery.
But whatever happens and however much I weigh, I just hope I get the help I need today. And the only thing that really has me scared,
Destiny Lachey?
that happens, it's gonna be like I'm being told, and there's nothing I can do to change, and I'm not ready for that. I'm a little shocked.
You guys can go ahead and go to room 5.
She could not have said it any better. Yes, she's a little over 600 pounds, but that's still a very high number. I'm pretty sure Dr. Now is going to tell her the exact same thing. But the big question now is, can she really get rid of all of this weight?
What is the problem that you want to address? That give me the impression you're very interested.
Well, I do, but I have a lot of, I've been through a lot, and I think I have a lot of emotional eating problems.
Such as what?
Well, just struggling and just not being able to find a good job. So my brother is where I really picked up a lot of weight.
You just have to love Dr. Now when he speaks facts. She might have been through so much, but eating to the level where she can't do anything by herself is just outrageous. She's lucky she can still get up from the bed if we're being fair.
Okay, we're gonna get you on a 1200, which is gonna be 100 calories per meal, no carb diet.
Yes, sir.
Start on that immediately. 80 pounds in the next 2 months. Okay, go and then we're gonna work toward it. Okay, you do this program, then I'll approve you for.
Let's hope she's able to get all of that into her head. She tells the doctor that her major challenge is that she runs to food anytime she feels sad, depressed, or even stressed about anything. Well, all that's going to end is she really wants to lose weight.
And it's been hard to change all that, but I have been working at it. And I do feel like I'm making like they're fitting a little better. And I'm looking smaller. So I feel good about that. As long as I don't lose my breast. Actually making a lot of salad. It's low calories, so I can have.
For someone who likes to eat a lot of junk, Destiny is surprisingly doing really well with her eating. Since her visit with Dr. Now, she's been eating more proteins and vegetables. Impressive, but is this going to be enough to cut down her weight?
And I'm just hoping that all that work is reflected in the scale gifts. Last appointment 2 months ago, my weight was 80 pounds by today's appointment. So that means I need to be below 5. I'm disappointed it's not but it's still weight loss and progress.
I guess we spoke a little too soon. She dropped some weight, but is still miles away from reaching her weight loss goal for surgery. One thing I know is that Dr. Now is not going to be happy when he sees that weight.
So if you want to move forward, is show me the progress you need to make. Destiny, I'm going to give you 1 chance over the next 2 months, okay?
Okay.
You do that, I'll approve you for weight loss surgery. But if you don't, then I'll know you still don't have any interest and that we are wasting our time. And there'll be no point in moving. Got it?
Yes, sir.
And that's the doc standing on business. He's giving her one more chance to meet up with her weight loss goal so he can approve her for surgery. If she fails to meet it this time, trust me, she is on her own.
Whenever you're ready, you can go right on in and have a seat wherever you're.
Okay.
A little bit about yourself growing up.
Oh, Lord. Disaster. My mom, she gave me and my 2 brothers up because she was young and we had to be raised in a foster care home.
I guess she's taking it a step at a time now. Sadly, she failed to meet her goal a second time, and Dr. Now referred her to see a therapist who would help her to feel like herself again. Seems to be working so far.
Just gonna do a little follow along. And this time we're gonna go up and we're gonna go forward. So point your toes forward and roll on up, okay?
I'm feeling really good. Like a confident and sexy woman. Keep coming to this.
Now that is mind-blowing. Who knew she could carry her body like that? Looks like her appointment with the therapist paid off pretty well. She feels good in her body. Let's hope she can meet her weight goal this time around.
I get weight loss surgery today. If I don't, I'm eating myself to death. So that means I have to be down. I've lost so far combined, but it's still not my goal.
Not her target, but it's pretty impressive. She did clutch down on her weight, if we're being honest. Coming down from 600 pounds down to this is not an easy goal. But is Dr. Now going to be impressed?
But if you don't lose weight, surgery, we're going to cancel it, okay?
Okay, yes, sir.
It's going to be also very important you keep going because you have a lot of emotional issues that are going to be to continue working on to be. Are you going to do that?
Yes, sir, I will.
To be fair, he doesn't seem to be mad at all. She did make some pretty decent progress. He still wants her to lose some weight before her surgery, but he is confident that she's going to make the cut.
All right, come on over.
Okay.
Yeah, for girl, how you doing?
I'm fabulous. This is going to help create a new me, and I can't wait.
Gastric sleeve procedure on Destiny. Up to this point, it's been a big struggle for her to do surgery will help her a great deal.
This is Che's story. Che happens to be so fat that he feels like if he adds any more weight to his body, that could be the end of the line for him. Che is a 23-year-old guy who weighs about 597 pounds. He struggles every day to do the most basic of things and hates himself for becoming so fat. He is constantly in so much pain that even his breathing hurts. Will he win his battle against his fatness? I guess we'll see. Here is how his journey begins.
I hate I'm so miserable. I hurt all. I'm in so much pain. My chest is tight. Can't hardly breathe. Activities are becoming more and more work.
I would honestly lose my mind if I had this much difficulty having my bath. Sadly, Che beats himself up every day, wondering why he allowed himself to become this fat. It was very shocking seeing him stand up from that chair for real.
I'm 23 and hardly take care of and that scares me. To take care of my grandmother. It depends on me, and I need to be there for her. So you feel like breakfast? Kind of hungry.
He did not just say his grandmother depends on him. How can she depend on him when he looks like a ball and can't even pick himself up from the couch? Wow, at least he knows that if he wants to be useful to her, he has to do better with himself.
He's getting to the point where
I'm hungry. I don't know why. I've always loved food. Food has always been there for me.
Of course he is hungry. That's the same behavior that got him to be this size in the first place. What's devastating about Che's situation is the fact that he is just 23 years of age. Even his grandmother says that she knows he's getting to a point where he can't do anything anymore.
I've always loved food. I had a very dark childhood. They would get drunk and they would take formulas because the condom broke. That made me feel like I was absolutely worthless, like I should have never been born.
Ouch. That has got to be the most heartbreaking thing you could ever say to a child. I would hate myself if my mom ever said something like that to me. Che says that whenever his parents were angry at each other, they would always take it out on him. That must have been a tough childhood.
When I was 15 years old, my mother was arrested.
I told him, just come stay with me. We were just gonna forget. If I could do it over, I would have took him when he was born. My job and raised him, and
with his mom going a lot, wanted to do. He was able to eat what he wanted. And when he moved in, she would just let him have.
That's honestly very sad. Che says that his mom was arrested while he was young and he had to move in with his grandparents. Sadly, they never checked anything he was eating. Whatever he wanted, he always got to eat. Looks like the end result of all that eating is him weighing over 600 pounds.
I'll be so big that I can't go.
Got your lift?
Yeah, okay, I'm gone. I hardly go out as it is. I can just barely fit. I just hate going out. Going out in public makes me having to have social interactions or know what they're gonna say.
I'm honestly surprised he can drive. Weighing over 600 pounds and looking like a giant ball, it's very surprising that he is able to fit into the car. It makes perfect sense when he says he hates going out. No one would be able to take their eyes off him looking like that.
It's very difficult. You don't go to casinos. If you're addicted to cigarettes, you don't have to smoke. With food, it's different. Faced with your vice, it's so hard to stop. I've coped with things all my life.
I mean, it's a weird way to look at it, but he isn't wrong. Food addiction is way different from every other type of addiction because food is already a necessity, so stopping it would mean you'd have to stop eating. I honestly doubt Che would be able to lose any weight.
Houston is 4 hours away. As ready as I'll ever be. I'm too big to drive it would just be too painful. And uncle and see if they could take me, but they aren't able to. I was surprised my mom said, "Love you." I usually can't rely on her at all. I'm not sure how this is gonna go.
Don't worry, Che. Dr. Now is not going to chase you away. The only way that would happen is if he proves that he can't lose some weight, and that's just going to be very devastating. He finally builds the courage to lose some weight. Good for him.
And I'm scared I won't be able to do it. This should be interesting. I knew I was close to 600. What was that close?
He can't be serious. With all that eating, he's lucky he isn't over 600 pounds. Even I thought he weighed more than 600 pounds given the fact that he couldn't fit properly into the car. Surprising. Let's see what the doc has to say about his situation.
So why do you need to snack between dinner? Try to change your eating habit.
I have in the past, yes, I've tried off and on. It's when, you just kind of give up.
So fast will be the only solution for you to control your potato chips after surgery. You're not going to lose weight either.
Dr. Now is not beating around the bush with Che at all. He tells him to his face that he sees the surgery as a quick fix. Newsflash, that's not how it's done. If you want to lose weight, you have to put in the work and cut down on his irresponsible eating habits.
Hopefully, when I see him next time, he will have lost weight, will not get weight loss surgery.
I know I'm gonna have to change a lot of things in order for this to be successful. I don't do this now. I don't convince him and get him to believe in me.
Thank goodness he knows that. If he doesn't lose all that weight, his health could go down the drain. Dr. Now wants him to lose 49 pounds in 2 months, which honestly seems like an impossible task for Che. Will he be able to do it?
Moving my body of 600, it's a lot excruciating to go far.
Come on, pick up the pace just a little bit.
I'm willing to push through and do no riding on me being successful.
Back inside.
I need to do this.
Che seems pretty determined to lose 40 pounds in 2 months. As he begins his exercise with his cousin, he starts to realize that the journey is not a walk in the park. For someone who loves to eat all the time, this is definitely a nightmare.
I'm really devastated. My grandma suffered a heart attack. There was nothing anybody could do. I just believe she's gone. Feel real right now.
That has to be devastating. I wouldn't want to be in Che's shoes right now. His biggest supporter and the only person who played the mother role in his life passes away. I hope this doesn't make him fall back to eating uncontrollably.
God bless you. This will conclude our service.
I'm just so lost right now. Food is my comfort. I want to eat.
I think Shay's gonna follow. Mama was like Shay's mama. Told me he couldn't even speak,
And just like that, he goes back to the only way he knows how to comfort himself, food. I definitely saw that coming. One thing is for sure, Dr. Now is not going to be happy about the situation. But then again, it's really not Che's fault.
Achieve so many things. I wanted her to be there with. Now all I have left is memories. Food is the only thing, so I'm not about to give that up. No one believed in me.
Someone please tell him that this is not going to end in a good way. Yes, it's obvious he is going through a bad time, but he is also putting his health at stake. It's been 4 months now, and Che has not seen Dr. Now.
I've hardly lost. I can't believe that. I had done so much better.
Hello.
Hi there.
So much better? Is he trying to be funny? It's as if he was not even trying to lose any weight. I'm even surprised he didn't weigh more than what the scale showed. All he's been doing is eating. Him thinking he has been losing weight is just ridiculous, and I'm sure Dr. Now is going to tell him that.
He's using stress and emotion as an excuse to eat. Everyone has these things, and you have to learn to deal with them. And I want you to lose at least 30 pounds. A therapist to help you with this, okay? All right? Later.
Thank you.
Che is so unbelievable right now. He is mad at the fact that the doc told him he was making excuses to eat and was not focusing on the fact that his health is at stake. He even goes on to say that he is done and is not coming back. Imagine that.
And step up here. How are you feeling at this point?
Good.
Good. All right, we're gonna head on exhale. You're doing great.
Watching Shay got me emotional, you know, and I can envision in the future Shay.
There you go, perfect. We're gonna do 15.
Changing him mentally already.
I'm impressed by what I see. Looks like he didn't mean any of what he said. He's putting in the work, and he is trying to make sure he meets the right weight for him to proceed to surgery. I'm sure his grandmother is going to be proud.
Believe how much I've lost. Proud of myself.
Hello.
Hi there.
How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
With your weight loss, like you ready for surgery.
Isn't that just beautiful to hear? After everything he went through, he put in the work and is now ready for his weight loss surgery. Everyone is proud of him. Good job, Che.
Now he'll be able to eat much less and continue. All right, that looks good. Room light on. Che's surgery went very well. He in recovery room for a bit. Progress from there.
This is Megan's story. Megan doesn't find it too difficult to get up from her bed, but every time she wakes up, she feels like it's going to be her last day on Earth. She's grown so fat that she thinks her body is finally ready to give up on her. Will she make it through her weight loss journey? Well, here is how her story begins.
The first thing I think of when I get up in the morning is if today's going to be the day that I lose my battle, because my body finally gives out from my weight.
Trying to imagine the pain she feels every morning when she wakes up is almost impossible. Megan had to move in with her mom just so someone could help her do the basic things she should be able to do on her own. That's sad for real.
I love to eat. After I get dressed, it's the first thing I want to do every single day. My mom makes me breakfast and I can't wait for it. It's one of the few things I get up for because it makes the pain go away.
Megan can't do anything like she used to be able to.
Let's just say her major problem is her mom. Megan's mom knows that her eating habit is bad, but she just doesn't want her daughter to feel bad. Sadly, the only thing that gives Megan some form of happiness is the same thing that's killing her: food.
On days when I feel up to it, I go to the grocery store with my mom. And it's really the only thing I ever go out for anymore. And it's like Christmas Day for me. Being around all that food and all those options.
She can drive herself? That's surprising. For a second there, I wasn't sure she would fit into the car. She says that the only reason she goes out is to pick up some groceries and get some food. Wow.
Ooh, chocolate marshmallow ones, Mom. It's the best place in the world to me, and I wish I could get everything I have a craving for. But we can't afford that, so I have to be selective.
When I tell her she shouldn't eat the sweets.
How do you eat so much and still have the craving to eat sweet things? Does she know that it's unhealthy? Working around is already like the hardest thing for her to do. The least she can do is at least cut down on the sweet things she eats. Jeez, it almost feels like she doesn't want to be better.
Emily and Ashley was mean to Megan, a different father than them, and they didn't want Megan to be in the picture. They didn't like that.
It just got worse between me and my sisters as I got older. Spending time with my dad and being with him.
What did she just say? She was already weighing 250 pounds at the age of 10? Yo, I wasn't even weighing 100 pounds at that age. Why do parents always allow their kids to eat so much, knowing it can become very addictive? It makes no sense for real.
And I hated school. I never wanted to go because of that. It was like there was nowhere safe I could go. It got to be where I couldn't take it. So I just wanted to leave to be with my dad, come live with him. And he said I could. So I moved out of my mom's house and into his. To my mom at that time.
Already 600 pounds? Wow, looks like the mom wasn't particularly the problem. Megan felt the comfort of her dad because he always allowed her to eat whatever she wanted. The moment her mom put some restrictions on her eating, she went straight to her dad. Now look how that turned out for her.
So I was getting to a really bad place and I just kept going on that road and eventually... And I called my mom and asked her if I could move back with her. And she said I could. And I'm still not on talking terms with my sisters.
She did not just say that. 9 medications a day is crazy. How can someone be on 9 medications a day due to excessive food intake and still eat like she's going to lose her life if she doesn't eat? Unbelievable. In Megan's world, food is everything.
It just is a struggle with me getting in and out of the car because it wears me out really easily.
Looks good.
It's just about taking everything from me. Completely take my health.
Girl, the only miracle that's going to happen is if you get yourself to the gym or you stop eating like you steal the food. Hearing this, one would honestly think she has already given up and is ready for whatever might happen.
But we don't know how long it'll take us or how I'll handle the drive because I've never really done a drive like this. And at my current weight, I'm just not sure how, but I'm more scared about the physical.
She is right about that, though. She's scared about the trip she's about to make heading to Dr. Now's hospital. But if we're being honest, the stress from the trip is way better than not doing anything at all.
Can't help. It will be like a death sentence. I know he wants to help people who are my size. There could be. Or reasons he can't help me. So it's just my biggest fear. In 4 minutes.
That's not too...
And there she goes again, wanting to eat. Doesn't she get tired of food constantly going down her throat? Well, to be over 600 pounds, I don't think she sees it as a problem. Let's hope she makes her trip to see the doctor.
Megan? My mom will be able to do is go back home and just... So I'm nervous about that and about how all this is gonna go because I really need help and I'm hoping I get it today.
Wow, with all that eating, she's just a little over 600 pounds? I'm actually impressed. But one thing I know for certain is that cutting down that weight is going to be difficult for Megan. She loves food so much that it's impossible to see her losing any of her weight. Let's hear what the doctor has to say.
Because it can be very hard for me and the other person.
Oh, I plan on eating with her like she needs to eat.
Needs to do this now. So Megan is praying because you're running out of time.
Yeah.
Okay? So no snacking. And no sugary drink, and no chips. You're gonna eat healthy.
Okay.
Which means high proteins on salad, okay?
Okay.
We were all expecting to hear that. Doctor Now tells her that she needs to lose at least 80 pounds of weight in 2 months before he considers her for surgery. The big question now is whether Megan is up to the task. We all know she loves food.
And that I should be at my goal today. But I don't know what the scale's gonna show, and that's the only thing I'm nervous about. I definitely know I made progress. 12 months ago, I was at 604, and I was supposed to lose 80 pounds. Okay.
You did fine.
And boom, she did not meet her target, but we've got to hand it to her. She managed to shed some of her weight, but just wasn't able to meet her target for surgery. She needs to apply more pressure if she really wants Dr. Now to consider her for surgery.
I still have it and I read it.
How much of did you?
Like partially through.
Yeah, very much carefully, right?
No, I probably should go back over it and read it. Yes.
She read partially? That's honestly disgusting to hear. I mean, Dr. Now gave her everything she needed to cut down on her weight, and she decides to pick the one she feels she should? It's really annoying because she knows better than to skip anything.
I know how important it is for me to lose as much weight as and work as hard as I can to show Dr. Now I can. So far, this isn't as bad as I was dreading, but it's starting to get a little tougher the morning.
Yeah, take a break.
Now look at Megan go. She really wants to get rid of the excess weight so she can meet her target weight. She registered at a gym, and it's really good to see that she's doing everything she needs to do to be better. Good one, Megan.
And it's not going to make you swell to the point that become a fat. Neither you weight. You understand that?
Okay, yes.
So what else did you change?
I've also been walking a lot more. I take my dogs on walk, or my dog on walks.
Okay, and it took you twice as long to do that this time.
That is just sad. Even with her going to the gym, she still hasn't met the cut for her weight loss journey. And what's even annoying is that it's her fault. She still eats the way she wants, and now she can't meet her goal. It's annoying if we're being honest.
And I don't think one meal is gonna throw up. The pizza's here.
Okay, go get it. I'm hungry.
Okay. Awesome, thank you. It's really hard for me with this move. Don't go to Houston and get help, then I'll be...
And just like that, she's back with the same person who allows her to eat the way she wants. It honestly feels like she wants to give up on her weight loss journey. Her goal is to reduce the way she eats, but instead of that, she's eating like she's going to die if she doesn't. Jeez.
My concern is, let's see, you are on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12 medication. You are only, what, 25?
Yes.
And some of these medication that you're typically people in the leg and in the lung.
Even Dr. Now can't hide the fact that her conditions are too much for her not to be losing any weight. He even says that Megan's health conditions usually occur in people over 50 years of age. Guess what? She's just 24. That's just sad, honestly.
And I just really wish I had more support. Instead of helping me, a lot harder than it needs to be for me. That stuff should never be around me. But she doesn't seem to get that. And I'm not gonna let myself. I refuse to.
Aha. So the problem isn't Megan. The problem is her mom. And it is disgusting to see what she's doing. Knowing that her daughter is on a weight loss journey, she keeps eating junk food and keeping it in places where Megan will see it. It's almost as if she doesn't want her to lose any weight. You.
Well, I'm proud of you for losing another 30 pounds.
Thank you. I've been eating a lot of vegetables.
Well, that's good. But looking at your ultrasound, problem with your bile duct and your gallbladder. And that's just a start, because you still need to run more tests. Your gallbladder very distended and you got stone in it. Like you may have some blockage in your...
That has to be a big blow to the chest for Megan. The doctor gets her to run a few tests, and sadly, she is not healthy enough to have surgery done. I don't even know what to say. This is just sad. Will Megan ever be able to lose weight?
All right, Megan, I'm proud of your progress. Just keep it up and we'll be able to do your weight loss surgery.
Yep, I've definitely been trying.
And getting up out of this bed.
Gave me a workout.
I have to do this.
The joy of starting the weight loss journey is seeing that the patients make it all the way to the end, revealing astonishing results. The journey might not be an easy one, but with Dr. Now always on his A-game, you can trust patients to always have the best results. Take a seat and grab your popcorn. This is Mila's story. Mila is 47 years old, and she has no idea how much she weighs. She says that every single day of her life is miserable. She has not been able to step out of her house for more than 2 years due to how big she is. All she does is eat and sleep. Trust me, it's a very messy life she's living. Will she be able to get the help she needs? Let's see. Here is how her journey begins.
I've been trapped within these 4 walls for more than 2 years.
During that time, I have not stood, not one time.
All I can do is eat and sleep.
And every night I fall asleep thinking that I'm not going to wake up.
Wow, it must be really embarrassing for Mila to be in such a situation. Her kids have to help her clean up before they get ready for school. If they don't do that, Mila is going to stay that way till they get back because she can't stand up from the bed.
Children their age should not have to take care of their parents. I should be taking care of them.
I'm depressed, like real depressed that she can't get out the bed. And I do have a lot of responsibility.
Jeez, I can't even wish this on my enemy. 3 of Mila's kids have to work hand in hand to make sure their mom is properly clean because she's starting to develop sores all over her body. The jaw-dropping thing about her case is that her kids are disgusted by the fact that they have to do this every day.
Makes me sad because I know if my mom sits in the bed for that long, and if she didn't get the help that she's getting, she'll die in the bed, you know.
Bring me plates and my oranges out of the refrigerator.
Well, Mila, saying sorry to the kids is not going to cut it. She says that she's depressed and feels bad because she's robbing her kids of their childhood. The sad part is that she knows it's wrong, but she just can't find a way to stop eating. If she's not careful, things might go the wrong way.
I didn't even associate food with my weight in. I was too young to understand that fully. But my father was never around when I was young, so I only had my mother and my sisters.
That has to be the worst way anybody can grow up. Mila says that the only way her mother showed her and her sisters love was by feeding them all the time. If they didn't eat the food, it was seen as rejection, and they would get a whooping. Trying to avoid that, she ate so much food. That must really suck.
But I just always feel like I want to see a child eat until they get enough.
So I kept gaining, and I just kept getting bigger. When I graduated high school, I was pushing 350, and they did not have a gown to fit me.
At least she was lucky enough to find someone who loved her and wanted to be with her with all that fat. But if we're being honest, this happens very rarely because most people never want to be with someone who weighs 5 times their weight. I guess she was really lucky to find her husband.
So we had to adopt. There were children from homes of drug-addicted parents, and my heart broke for them. So we started by adopting Jacob when I was 30, and within the next 2 years, we adopted Hannah and Caleb.
Did she just say she has no idea how big she is? Wow. But then again, it's really not surprising. For someone who hasn't been able to step out of bed in more than 2 years, I'd be surprised if she knew what her current weight is. What I can't believe is the fact that she got so fat that getting pregnant was no longer possible, resulting in her adopting most of her kids. That's crazy.
And I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything unless it's in this bed.
Come on, put the bucket on Mama's bed.
So most of everything around this house falls on my children.
It's honestly sad that the responsibilities now fall to the kids. Their mom can't get out of the bed and their dad has his own health condition, which prevents him from moving around with ease. Mila and her husband really need to do better for their kids. She needs to see a doc ASAP.
She'll be mad if we don't. I do feel responsible for my mom's weight because she can't get up and get it. It's just hard to know what to do when she wants food because we feel bad for her because she's on the bed.
I can't be the only one who gets mad anytime she says that. What does she mean by she can't stop eating? Isn't she worried about the fact that she could die? Or is she forgetting that she's the only mom they have? Wow, that's disappointing for real.
Oh, okay. Can I place an order for pickup? Yes, ma'am. It's all? Will you pick this piece up for me? Why?
Cause, man, you already know, Mom. Why do you do that?
Go and pick up my pizza right now.
Man, I can't believe Mila right now. She knows she is hurting herself. She knows her eating habit is out of control. She knows that she should not be doing any of what she's doing, and yet she still keeps doing it. It's almost as if she doesn't care at this point.
Half a year, so riding in the car is going to be tough on her. Just praying that she be okay.
Everyone is putting their lives on hold just so I'll have this chance, and I'm not taking that for granted.
She needed at least 6 people to get her out of bed? Damn. I don't even know what to say. At least she's making the bold step by agreeing to see Dr. Now. She's about to head to Texas, and one thing I know is that it's not going to be an easy ride for her.
I have 5 children.
5 children?
20-year-old and 2 16-year-olds, a 15-year-old, and a 10-year-old, and my husband.
Some of those kids are very young.
750 pounds? To be honest, I thought she would weigh 1,000 pounds. Oh well. Mila finally makes it to the hospital, and Dr. Now tells her the blunt truth, which is the fact that she has created a very bad situation for herself, and she needs to address them ASAP.
Food anybody bring in for you, family and all that, okay?
If they brought it, I wouldn't eat it. I'm ready.
Okay, we'll see if we can get you situated and do some testing on you, see what's going on, okay?
That's surprising. Mila can't actually eat food that's not junk? Wow, good for her. Seems to me like she's ready to take her life seriously. Dr. Now wants her to get her weight going in the right direction before he decides what to do next.
Now we're gonna send you home to keep making progress on your own.
Okay.
And I want you to lose another 50 pounds over the next couple of months. It will show me that you and your family are ready to make changes you need.
This is where things might be a little tricky. Dr. Now wants to send her home and see if she can lose weight without the hospital's help. The big question now is, can her family help her with this? Because they literally give her anything she wants to eat.
To help, the kids have been taking turns doing physical therapy with me.
Okay. Since mom has been home from the hospital, we help her work out every day. I'm proud of her, of the commitment she's putting forth. I'm pretty excited about it.
Oh, wow. Is this the same Mila that couldn't stand up from the bed by herself? That's impressive. It's even more impressive to see that her kids are helping her out in the work to make sure her weight drops and she can make the right weight for her surgery.
644, so you lost about 60 pounds. Okay, that's good. Mila has done well. She lost the weight she needed. So this time, I'm going to approve her for lymphedema surgery.
Yay! Looks like Mila is going to be able to walk again. Sending her home worked out for the best, and Dr. Now says he can now go ahead with the lymphedema surgery because she made the cut. That's really good for Mila.
Couple more stitches, we're gonna be done. Everything looked good. Surgery went very well. With the 5-pound fluid that we lost, we removed 43 pounds from her body.
Mila's lymphedema survey was a success. Dr. Now says that the next thing she needs to do is get up from her bed and try to work. If she's unable to do that, he is not going to approve her for weight loss surgery. Looks like the job is not done just yet.
Up to stand, but when she has to put weight on her leg, she just can't get herself to do it. So we're gonna have to find a different way to motivate her.
Mila has been doing so well, but there's just one problem. She finds it very difficult and painful to put weight on her legs, preventing her from being able to move around. Dr. Now brings up an idea that might help motivate her. Hopefully, it works out for her.
Are you on there?
Yeah, I'm on the chair. Thank you.
See?
Yeah. I can't believe I'm in the wheelchair. I've been in the wheelchair in years.
It's been so long since I've just been able to go outside.
Because I like seeing my mom up like this. It gives me hope.
This is David's story. David's life is summed up by the fact that food is the only thing that gets him out of bed every day. He has gotten so fat that he gets stuck trying to get out of his vehicle, which is ridiculous. At this point, the only person who can save him is Dr. Now, and his weight loss journey begins.
I started getting so bad. I'm in agonizing pain. That's when my weight really been taking its toll. I take muscle relaxers for my back and then heavy prescription pain pills.
Hell no. Did you guys see how hard and how long it took him to get up from the bed? At some point, I thought he was not going to be able to stand up. Geez, David, what have you done to your body? Does he even get out of the house?
Getting dressed, the hardest thing I do all day. But I have my foster mom, Robin, to help me when I need help. If it wasn't for her, I would have given up on myself by now. Hey, Robin, can you help me put on my socks?
Oh, thank heavens she is in his life. Imagine if he didn't have her. His life would undoubtedly be a wreck. He even admitted that he once fell down but was able to get back up. Bro, I would not be able to live with myself if that happened to me.
Eat as much as I could when a meal was given to me, because sometimes you wouldn't know you're gonna get fed again for days. Around the time I was 3, I got placed with a permanent foster family, the Nelsons.
This explains why he eats so much. David has always been in foster care. His foster parents would constantly beat him, and he despised his childhood. As a child, his primary source of happiness was food. He ate a lot since he didn't know when his next meal would be. That's just sad.
Living with Robin is the best environment in foster care I've ever dealt with. She took me in as one of her own. When she introduced me, she said, "This is my son, David." She was always there to help me with my homework, and I went down from about 350 down to 280.
His prior foster parents expelled him for this reason. Robin, his new foster mother, welcomed him and made him feel at home. She even helped him to lose a few pounds. However, once he enrolled in university, things took a bad turn. He started drinking, going out, and adding more weight. Phew, if only there was someone to help him through all this.
I wanted to see the United States, and I could afford to because when I was sleeping in my semi-truck, I didn't have to pay rent, so I got to see all the states. I didn't leave the road for a year. This was pretty cool.
That must honestly be very sad. David says that he got depressed, and there was a time in his life that all he could think about was taking his own life. He had gotten so fat that he couldn't even do anything with himself. All he wanted to do was die. That must really suck.
And walking just a few feet, pretty painful.
All right, we'll stay out of the candy aisle. Don't be looking at the pizzas.
Get some eggnog.
That's not low-cal.
No, but it's delicious.
If we're being honest, David makes a lot of bad food choices. All he wants to eat is junk food and things that have very high calories, which aren't good for his health. He can't even walk 5 steps without taking a break. If only his mom would help him do better with his eating habit.
At this weight, nothing's easy, besides laying down. Even sitting sometimes gets painful. My food problem is killing me by, weighing down my heart. And my back's already messed up.
I'm glad he knows this. He sleeps with oxygen because he has breathing problems, and he is scared that someday he might might go to bed and not wake up the next morning. I think it's time for him to meet the doc. This has gone on for way too long.
Oh! Okay.
Unbelievable. Is he stuck? My goodness. David finally decides to make his way to Houston, where he is going to meet Dr. Now. It's a long drive, so he decides to break the journey. Guess what? He can't get out of the vehicle. Wow.
It's been a little while since I weighed myself, and I know I've gotten worse since then. I just hope that I'm in the 600s. We're ready to go.
You can step up on the scale. Your weight is 763.
He weighs 763 pounds? Damn, that is a lot. David was hoping that he wouldn't weigh more than 600 pounds, but sadly, his weight is way more than that. Slimming down from 763 pounds is not going to be easy. But first, let's see what Dr. Now has to say.
You know, that's a big trip, and it's going to take a toll on your body going back and forth.
Right.
So it's going to be important you move down here, okay?
Well, I'm glad Dr. Now wants to help him. He tells David to lose 80 pounds in 2 months so he can meet the target weight for his weight loss surgery. Will he be able to make the cut? I guess we're going to see. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I'm glad you got to where I needed to be mentally to start making the changes you need. So that's good. And I'm glad you lost 67 pounds.
Thanks,
But
man.
that's a starting point.
Good one, David. After working hard to meet his target weight, he falls short, but just by a few pounds. Dr. Now tells him to move down to Houston, and if he is able to lose 30 pounds in a month, he is going to get his surgery done. David is doing really well, and it's impressive to see him work towards being better.
The last time, hopefully I can still get the surgery.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. What if they postpone it?
And I guess I'll just have to get back on track and lose the weight.
Yeah? You feeling pretty good about it?
Oh, come on. David was doing so well, and now he goes on to add more weight, making Dr. Now cancel the weight loss surgery. Man, that's really disappointing for real. Let's hope he can work hard once again to meet his target and have this surgery done once and for all.
Have a seat right over there.
All right. Okay. Oh, man, what? What's up, Doc?
I'm glad you made it. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was raised in foster care.
Seeing that David was still finding it difficult to meet his target, Dr. Now suggested that he go see a therapist, and maybe that would help with his ability to cut down his weight. So far, it seems like David has a lot bottled up in his heart. Would this be enough for him to get surgery?
You need with Dr. Paradigm. And because of your progress, I'm going to give you an easy goal this time. This time I want you to lose 45 pounds in 2 months. And if you do that, I'm going to approve you for weight loss surgery.
The list of things Chris is unable to do keeps getting longer every day. Getting out of bed every morning is one of the hardest things Chris has to deal with. His body is literally tired and is ready to give up on him at any point. Does he have what it takes to get better before his body gives up on him? We'll see. Here is how his story begins.
I'm too big to sleep in a normal bed, so I have to sleep on a mattress 1 foot off the floor. And to get to my feet, I roll forward out of bed.
Man, he must really hate his life at this point. Imagine having to go through all of this every single day. I would honestly lose my mind if I were in his shoes. It's amazing that he has not given up or allowed his weight to get the best of him. I wonder how he got this fat.
When I take a shower, I can't stand up in the tub for, 5 minutes at most before I end up sitting back down on the side of the tub. I'm trying to keep up with my own cleaning.
That's sad. Chris says that he lives all by himself, and sometimes his ex and her husband come to check on him. As much as he hates asking them for help, he doesn't have a choice. Asking for help makes him feel like a failure and is just heartbreaking.
Because of the weight and the fat in between my legs, I can't stand up straight, so they're constantly pushing apart, which makes it really uncomfortable to stand in the kitchen for a long period of time, so I actually have to sit on a cooler that I sit on when I cook.
Haha, I can't believe he called it going red. Chris says that when he prepares his meals in the kitchen, he uses his head and not his brain. That's why once he's done, he has so much food on his head. Once he starts eating, he can't stop himself. Phew, that's honestly not good.
My brother Tommy and my sister Crystal, if it was Taco Tuesday and Mom happened to bring home a big bag of tacos, if you didn't eat as much as you could eat, they weren't there when you went back later.
Well, that clearly explains a lot if we're being honest. Chris's mom says that she takes most of the blame because when Chris was a child, she never stopped him from eating as much as he wanted. Anytime his siblings could not finish their meals, Chris was the food bin of the family because he never liked to waste food.
She'd come home, drop off, some money or some food, and then she would come home for a couple days. She's just gone all the time. I was 13 years old. I really wanted to go do stuff, and there was a lot of times I couldn't go anywhere and I couldn't see my friends because I had to stay home and watch my brother and sister.
Let's not even lie. He looked good when he used to play football. Chris remembers when he was much younger. He had muscles, and almost every girl in high school wanted him. The big question now is, how did he go from that to what he currently is?
The only job that I could find was delivering pizza. But besides all that, somehow me and Kaylee really hit it off. So I moved in with her, and I found a better job working at a call center. And then it was good times.
That's so sweet. Now he makes me feel like a baby. Chris says that his daughter is the center of his universe, and it makes him happy that he has the most beautiful daughter in the world. One thing is for sure, he needs to make the right decision so he can always be there for his little Zoe.
I think we just both knew it was coming. We decided to separate. There was no fight, but breaking up was hard on me. I would see Zoe, but I missed Kaylee. I didn't have anyone to do anything with anymore, so every night after work, I would just go eat food.
Damn, that is something that would make most people break down. Chris says that his breakup with his ex took a toll on him. Aside from that, the company he worked for shut down, and he had to travel to another city to start all over. His best friend was none other than food.
I was just completely blown away. You know, I just lost the best job that I'm gonna get. I mean, I was making really good money, and that was the kind of the tipping point where I gave up.
His mom has got to be the best. Chris told her about his condition and everything he was going through, and his mom dropped everything she was doing and decided to come meet up with him. No one can love you better than your mom, and this is a very good example.
Chris?
Yeah, come on up, Mom.
Can you tell me I had this many stairs?
It's forever.
Hey, you.
Hey, Mom. I missed you.
I miss you too, sweetheart. Oh, my stories. You didn't tell me.
Well, you know now.
Yeah, I do.
look great, right?
I could sit down here and listen to him and his mom talk all day. It's been 6 years since they saw each other, and his mom tells him that if he called sooner, she would have been here. Things might not have been this bad. Their bond will make you miss your mom. Trust me.
Into the bag, pretty much.
Are you going to be able to do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the blankets and, I don't know, maybe shove it in front of my knees so it's not get a little
So it has a
padding
little
on the
padding?
dash. Yeah, hurts a lot.
You about ready then?
That's everything. Just
You
don't
got
let me
it
forget
on?
my wallet on the way out.
All right.
You can't but love the fact that Chris has agreed to make the bold step. He is packing up things with his mother, and they are about to make the drive to Houston to see Dr. Now. Looks like his mom coming to see him was a good influence.
Outside of Mom's driving in that crucial storm moment, my knees and my legs
And my back are in so much pain. I need to get out. I need to lie down and rest.
Somehow, it doesn't come as a surprise that they have to break the journey. Chris says that his body is starting to hurt a lot and he needs to rest before things get out of hand. At least he has his mom to keep him company. She seems to be a really fun person.
I wish my mom wasn't going to see my actual weight. I'm embarrassed for her to see it. She already knows I'm over 600 pounds. I just hope it's not a lot higher than that.
Your weight is 620.
Wow, 620 pounds is a lot. Chris gets to the hospital and he is finally able to check what he weighs. He is on the high side and you can see the fear written all over his face. I'm sure he feels like Dr. Now won't want to help him out. But let's see how the meeting goes.
To control your weight. And next page will tell you food to avoid. This is all gonna be up to Chris. And the question is, with his mom coming back in his life, if she's gonna be the support he needs.
Well, that concludes the first meeting Chris will be having with Dr. Now. The doc wants him to lose 80 pounds in 2 months and also wants him to work on his eating habits. He assured the doc that he was going to meet the target. Is he up to the task?
Those onions?
Yeah, we had a lettuce wrap with like a bunch of stuff in it, which the stuff he had in it, I didn't really like it. I only had the ham and full.
All right, and clean up?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It's really impressive that Chris was able to drive himself to the hospital without the help of his mom. There were doubts, but Chris seems to be doing pretty well with his weight loss journey. Hopefully he meets the cut and gets her his surgery done.
And that's all gonna come down to this weigh-in and if I made it to my goal or not. To lose 80 pounds by today, so I'm really hoping I did.
Your weight is 566.
Ish, just 20 pounds short, but that's still some very impressive progress. From the moment he drove himself to the hospital, you could honestly tell that he had lost quite a lot of weight. But is this good enough for his surgery?
That would be crazy.
You got all the ingredients to make a good progress. You got your frame of mind in the right place and goals to help motivate you. So you're gonna succeed with that. Just keep it up. So as soon as you move down to Houston, let me know.
Good news, good news, good news. Dr. Now is proud of how far he has come. He wants Chris to lose some more weight, and once he is able to do that, he is going to get him approved for weight loss surgery.
Dr. Now told me I need to lose another 30 pounds by today.
Just let it zero out and then we'll get on the scale, okay? You can step up on the scale.
So that means I need to be down to 536, and I feel really confident I did that.
That is actually awesome. And yet again, Chris has been able to cut down his weight and meet the new target Dr. Now wanted him to get to. One thing I'm sure about is that Chris is going to get his surgery. Good one, Chris.
Chris, you lost 238 pounds, so you've done a good job in losing weight. I am proud of you and your family for continuing making progress. Is he doing his exercises?
Yeah, he's doing his exercises.
He can do more, right?
Yes, he can.
Let's be honest, some patients on this show are just full of surprises. They always find a way to surprise Dr. Now, and even he can't believe some of their stories or the things they have gone through. These are some of those situations where the doc was left in shock. This is Thederic's story. All Thederic does is eat. He says that eating makes him feel better because most of the time, he never feels good. Thederic can't fit into any type of car properly. Anytime he wants to go out with his mother, his position in the car is the trunk because he is too fat to fit into any of the seats. He is 32 and he has zero idea what he weighs. His mornings are the absolute worst. He struggles to get up from his bed every day. To make things worse, he has lymphedema, and that just makes his life a living nightmare. Is this going to be his wake-up call to get things right with his health? Let's find out. This is how Thederic's story begins.
And my size make getting up to do anything a struggle, especially with the car. I have lymphedema in my lower extremities, and that can be very dangerous. You gotta watch what you step, and you can't bump to no sharp objects. You can't brush against no doors, cause if you do, your legs can start.
Well, I'm just glad that he doesn't stay alone. I can't even imagine him having to go through all this all by himself. He says that he has lived with his mother since he came into the world. He is too big to be on his own, so his mother helps him with almost everything. His mother is his primary caregiver because, down to having his bath, Thederic can't even do that by himself. But let's be honest, it's really good to see that his mother is willing to take care of him even in his current state.
Thedric loves the ice cream man. Thedric hear this music coming around the block. Thedric gets up. He has an account with the ice cream man. Where do the ice cream man for somebody to get something off the truck?
I would say when the ice cream man pulls up, it's the best part of my day. The treats make it worth it for me to push myself to walk outside. And that's my exercise for the day.
Hey, what can I get for you today? Please, what's going on? All right.
Ha ha ha. Who knew you could have an account with the ice cream man? Thederic must really love his ice cream. Even his mother is surprised that her son actually has an ice cream account with the ice cream man. Thederic loves ice cream so much that the only thing he wants to do after having his bath is go outside and wait for the ice cream truck. You can tell that Thederic and the ice cream man are very good friends. The moment he arrived, it felt like Thederic's best pal just pulled up. At least he has something that makes him get out of the bed. With his size, that's enough exercise for the morning.
So I start eating a lot for pleasure then. And by the time I started school next year, I was around high school and made fun of me because of my weight. I fight them to show them that I was tough. And afterwards, I go eat as much as I could to make me feel better. And I started gaining a lot because I kept eating.
Hearing all of that, it's really hard to blame Thederic for loving food. Right from when he was a kid, he went through so many traumatic experiences. The very first one was when he lost his great-grandmother on Halloween. He used food as a way to get the emotions out of his head. That in turn made him add so much weight, and kids in school started to bully him. He would fight them off but run back home and use food to console himself from all the bullying. The final blow was when his dad got arrested and he never saw his dad again. That just broke him into a million pieces because he and his dad were pretty close.
We started noticing the growth coming out, and doctors couldn't tell us what was going on. And the growth kept getting bigger, and Thedric.
I had lymphedema, and it was getting bigger. Over the next 3 or 4 years, all I do is just sit around and eat. So I just got worse from that.
Poor Thederic. You can see it in his eyes and the way he sits back to think that he hates how things are at the moment, as if the bullying from school and not getting to see his father were not enough. He developed lymphedema, and that just made his mobility close to useless. When he went to see the doctors to complain, they told him that there was nothing they could do to help him. So all he does now is sit down at home and feel miserable. Food is honestly the only thing that brings him joy.
That I have no choice, and whether I keep on living or dying, somebody gonna make that decision for me.
Thedric sits home, don't go. And the last 12 years, Thedric been home. It's been a struggle for him.
I can feel it getting bad. Not gonna go on living soon if I don't change.
I'm just glad that he knows that his eating style is very dangerous to his health, and one day his body is going to give up on him. Thederic snacks on a lot of junk food, and that's what makes him feel soft after eating so much food. He is worried that at the rate he is going, he might end up not being able to get out of the bed at all, and that would be devastating. Is this where he gets to make the decision to change for the better? Who knows? If you ask me, I think it's high time he sets up a meeting with Dr. Now.
I'm scared, but I'm gonna do it with my mom. But I still have concerns because it's a big undertaking to get someone my size around.
I'm gonna put a car around.
But I'm willing to make this attempt to get help because I know I need it. And there ain't no options here.
Pretty well. You can't get up there? You got in the wrong. You got in too tight.
At least he was able to get into the vehicle. That's really all that matters if you ask me. Thederic's mother got his siblings to come to the house and convince him that he needed to make the trip to Houston to the doctor. He eventually agreed, and now he is about to make a long trip to see Dr. Now. As you can see, getting into the car seems to be a bit of a problem. One thing I can tell you is that this is not going to be an easy ride. It's good he has his mother to keep him company.
I'm in Houston to see Dr. Now, but I have to get my weight and I'm worried about how it's gonna be. I was 663 pounds my last one, and I'm hoping I'm still in the 600s at least.
7'4".
Geez, that number is through the roof. His mother's facial expression says it all. That's not a number they were hoping to see on the scale. Thederic and his mother made it to the hospital after a very stressful ride. Thederic hopped on the scale with the hopes of being within 600 pounds. The scale showed that his current weight is over 700 pounds, and they don't seem too pleased with those figures. Well, let's see what Dr. Now has to say. But damn, 700 pounds is a lot.
I want you at the end of the day look at him to see what you have done with his eating.
Okay.
But I have a concern about his travel. Before he come back, I want you to take him to a doctor to make sure and ultimately you both need to move down here.
Okay.
Dr. Now definitely wants him to get better, but the real deal is if Thederic has what it takes to get better. Dr. Now tells him that he is not too far from the end of the line, and he needs to start making changes to his eating habits. The doc wants him to lose 80 pounds in a month, and if he needs that goal, he wants them to move down to Texas so they can proceed with the weight surgery. But first, Thederic has to show the doc that he can actually lose weight on his own.
Yeah, that's a fight, but I get on it.
He may fight you on it, but you need to support him to do what he needs more. Because look at him, I don't see a lot of progress. Tidray, you lost much. So I'm concerned about the progress. Do you feel like you lost any weight?
Kinda.
Things have not been going so well for Thederic. He missed his appointment with Dr. Now, and now the doc reached out to him through a video call to find out what was going on. So far, Thederic has been doing okay with his diet. The only problem now is that the lymphedema does not allow him to move around as much as he should. The doc is worried that this might be an issue because he needs to move around as often as he can so he doesn't end up bedridden.
Problem with the potatoes is that starches are sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And so the carbs are coming from your vegetables. You know, your vegetables are also carbohydrate.
Really?
Yeah. What we're talking about when Dr. Now says low carb, he's talking about no processed food or grains, no processed carbohydrate, because that's very high in sugar. They're just like candy and cookies. It's the same. It's all the same because it's all sugar.
Wow.
Everyone loves a good lemonade. I'm not surprised it's his favorite drink. So the doc noticed that Thederic was having issues working with the diet that was given to him. The doc then set him up with a dietitian who would put him through and explain to him why he really needs to stick to the diet word for word. If he really hopes to make the cut for his weight loss surgery, he needs to listen to her advice. Let's hope that after the meeting, Thederic gets approved for the surgery.
Well, that's good. Let's keep that going. So, Tedrick, I'm proud of you for that weight loss, okay? So keep it up and make sure if y'all need anything, give me a call.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay? All right. See y'all later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
This is Melissa's story. Melissa knows that her body is not supposed to be the way it is. She knows that she is supposed to be able to function like a normal person, but sadly, her body has grown beyond the ordinary. She is 36 years old, and trust me when I say, her weight is way too high. For her, waking up every morning feels like a new day to go through so much pain. For most of her life, she has tried to stay away from people so she doesn't get judged and think about her situation. Can Dr. Now help Melissa? Well, this is how her story begins.
I can't ignore it now. Because when you get to my size, the world is on my shoulders and all over and it's just a fat, just like flopping around. Of course you're not supposed to be this weight to be able to function as a normal person.
Wow, this is no way to live life at all. It almost feels like torture having to watch Melissa struggle every morning. Every morning when she tries to have her bath, she has to be extra careful because her legs are so weak from having to carry her body, and she doesn't want to fall down in the bathroom. She hates the fact that she can't function like a normal person because of all her excess weight. The fact that this is her morning routine makes her depressed and less of herself all the time.
It doesn't judge you, helps you cope, and you feel it fulfills that high. The only problem with food is the after effect. As soon as I'm done eating, it goes back to scheduled programming, feeling depressed and feeling unwanted.
Men, it's sad to see that the only thing that gives Melissa joy is the same thing that's making her life a living hell. In her words, she says that food is the only thing that brings her peace and makes her forget that she has a life she needs to worry about. The sad part is that when she's done eating and gets all the satisfaction she needs, she then starts to feel the after effect of food, and it makes her so sad. This is what her life is like, having to repeat this cycle every day.
Dinner would be a few hours later, and she would mass plate because she's feel guilty. So, I took food as love from her, and I wanted that. I wanted to know she felt bad for the things that she would say to me. Finish every morsel on that plate.
Looks like her mother was the major reason she loved food from a very young age. Her mother was very abusive to her while growing up. She would call Melissa hurtful names, and her way of making it up to Melissa was to give her lots and lots of food. Melissa, trying to make her mother feel bad, would eat and eat and eat till there was nothing left on the plate. Imagine a child eating the same amount of food that a full-grown adult would eat. That's just crazy. It's even crazy that mother made her finish every meal that she was given.
When I got myself into that situation, after my abortion and depression, I felt a lot of regret and I felt guilt. So I went back to and I started getting bigger. The food didn't make my head go away and it got too overwhelming.
I'm just glad she has someone who cares about her and comes to check on her very regularly. But damn, her life growing up has not been an easy one. Her dad and mom split and it broke her emotionally. To make things even worse, she got pregnant and had to abort the baby. The guilt from aborting the child got to her, and she drowned her sadness and depression in food. Shay is the only friend she has that takes the time to come see her and make sure she's good. Phew, you can't but feel sorry for Melissa.
The people who do appreciate me, that are still here, who count on me, won't have me, and that's not fair. And I know life is not supposed to, or just start planning your funeral, and I don't want to die.
Let's hope that never happens and nobody gets to bury her. Melissa has been lost in thought for quite some time now. She knows that her eating habit is doing some serious damage to her health, but she doesn't know how to go about getting better. Her friend Shay comes over to see her, and they have a conversation about seeing the doc. Shay is finally able to talk her into making the bold step of going to Houston and meeting up with Dr. Now. Let's hope things go well, and the doc puts her on his weight loss program.
Melissa?
This is the first step for me getting my life back. It's been years since I've been on a scale, so I'm worried about where my weight is at today. Seeing that number come up is never easy, and it only gets harder the bigger it gets.
Well, that's actually true. Her weight might not be over 600 pounds, but it's definitely on the high side. Melissa and her friend drove down to the hospital to meet up with Dr. Now. As we all know, the drill before seeing the doc is to check the weight on the scale. Melissa hoped that she was not going to be in the 600s, and to her surprise, she was a few figures short of reaching 600 pounds. She might be a bit relieved, but we can't deny that 592 pounds is still on the high side. Well, let's see what Dr. Now thinks of her situation.
You're going to be easily able to lose 60 pounds. Then we'll consider you for weight loss surgery. Okay? But right now, it's not going to be safe to have a surgery this way that you are. So you're going to have to lose some weight to change that before surgery is even.
I always love when Dr. Now is being honest with his patients. Man just doesn't have the time to fool around. He breaks down the whole situation and tells Melissa that she has to stop seeing food as her comfort. One bad day or one moment she feels sad does not mean she has to eat the entire world. He plans on making sure that she sees a psychotherapist to help her address the situation. Aside from that, he wants to put her on a diet and a couple of exercises so she can start to cut down some weight. Whew, looks like Melissa has a lot she has to do.
I'm at Dr. Now's for my second appointment to see if I made it to my goal to get. I've worked really hard, so I'm expecting to see good results. But I'm still nervous to find out what I've lost. Dr. Now told me to lose 60 pounds over the last 2 months to 532 by today.
548.
Really?
Now that is actually impressive. I mean, it's not the goal she was supposed to meet, but it's not so far from it, and if you ask me, I'd say that's good progress. At her last appointment, Dr. Now wanted her to lose 60 pounds before her next appointment. She makes it to the second appointment, and she's been able to lose 44 pounds. It might not be what the doc wanted her to lose, but she does show that she can actually put in the work to lose the weight. That's really all that matters.
I would approximately say I went into a really deep depression about 3 years ago. I lost my mother in 2019.
Corresponded exactly with your weight gain.
Extremely, like, binge eating and definitely circumstances of how to cope.
Wow. How did that affect you?
It kind of seems surreal, like she hasn't left.
Well, the therapist isn't wrong. Melissa can't continue to blame herself for her parents' shortcomings and disappointment. Melissa has been struggling to meet her weight gain for weight loss surgery. The doc asked her to go see the therapist and talk about the things that make her feel less of herself. Apparently, she has kept the trauma of her mother abusing her locked up in her heart all these years, and it's taking a toll on her. The therapist wants her to let go of that guilt, but it seems like it's not as easy as it looks.
The problem is the same environment that got you is there. So I'm not sure what kind of support you're looking, but it doesn't seem like you have it. The issue is if you start to gain again, for us to intervene when you're not here.
I guess.
Looks like Melissa is going to have to move down to Houston without her family, therapy worker, and she was able to let go of her past trauma. She lost enough weight and Dr. Now approved her for weight loss surgery. What troubles the doc now is the fact that Melissa feels like she can't move down to Houston on her own. He is scared that if she ends up coming down to Houston with her family, they'd make her add more weight. Let's see if her family is going to be a good influence or a bad one.
I have to set them for that purpose, to be able to process things and to not only cope with food.
The simple fact that you are acknowledging what it is that you need to change in your life is a big step. If you remember what you're coming from, you'll enter into where you're going. It's going to be hard, but you have to push yourself because you know what it is that you're trying to do, and you can do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is Kanai's story. Kanai's means of moving around her house is with the help of the walls. If the walls did not exist, she honestly could not do anything. Her life is honestly unbearable, and she hates that she allowed herself to get so fat. She's so fat that she needs the help of her nephew to be able to get out of bed. Oh, and let's not get started on how hard it is for her to even take a shower. She goes through so much pain, trust me, but is this going to make her change her eating habit? Let's find out. This is how her story begins.
Hey, fat. I'm ready to get up, baby.
I live with my husband, my mother-in-law, and my sister, and 3 children who belong to Shawanda and who we share the responsibilities of raising. But every single one of them has to help take care of me in one way or another. These days, even standing is a painful thing for me now. I can't stand up on my own for more than about 45 seconds. If I make it to the minute mark, I'm in tears.
Men, she doesn't have it easy at all. I'm just glad that she doesn't stay all by herself. Getting to do anything would be almost impossible. Kanai stays with quite a number of her family members. She is supposed to help her raise the kids in the house, but sadly, it's the total opposite. Kanai can't stand for more than 45 seconds. If she does, her legs start to hurt so much and she begins to tear up. Believe me when I tell you that she's in a really bad situation.
You can't be 600 pounds and have too much pride. Your teenagers are helping you take a shower to keep you from smelling. So I just swallow my pride and let them do it because it's God. And there are areas that I just can't reach, that I have to get cleaned outside of the shower. It's humiliating because water.
Now you understand when I say she goes through a lot just to have her bath every morning. Kenny can't have her bath on her own, so she has to rely on the kids to help her out. She hates that they have to do it, but there's pretty much nothing she can do about it because she has no control over her situation. What's worse is that she makes a big mess when she's done having her bath, and the kids still have to clean up after her. That just makes her feel horrible because she hates that she has to put the kids through all of that. I wonder how she got this big to begin with.
But I was still able to manage pretty well at that time. At a nursing home after high school to start working, I moved away from home. So now I was independent and had to fend for myself. But that independence wasn't good for my eating habits. I didn't buy groceries. I ate out. I was making my own money. So my eating habits changed for the worse. And it was at that time my weight had gotten up to around 400 pounds. But I didn't feel bad because I could still move around pretty good.
I guess we know where her eating problems originated from, right from when she was a kid. One of the ways her mother made her and her siblings happy was by giving them a lot of food. Kenny just couldn't say no anytime her mother offered her food. It got worse when she started to live on her own. This time, no one was there to control her eating, and she was making her own money. Once she finished work, her next stop was to get fast food, and there was no end to how much food she got.
We were both kind of intrigued because we couldn't get the one up on each other. Next thing you know, we're standing before the judge. We've had our goods and our bads, but by the grace of God, we've stuck through it, and 20 years later, here we are.
And our love has never faltered. It's only gotten stronger. But there were some struggles. Infertility can put a strain on the...
That must have been devastating, wanting to make her husband happy by giving him children but being unable to. Wow. Kene says that another thing that made her blow up so much was that she was diagnosed with PCOS. The condition prevented her from having kids, and it made her triple in size. Her husband never made her feel bad about not giving him kids, but she felt really bad because she wanted to have kids of her own. All that just made her drown her sadness in food.
There's still a chance for me to live life abundantly and not a shell of a life. To wake up every morning with the kids, I want to enjoy running with them, playing with them, going to their... I don't want them to wait on me to die, really. I want to be healthy. I want to be happy. But the only way I'm going to be able to do any of that is if...
It's always a beautiful thing when patients finally realize that they have to make a change. Kene says that she wants to live, and if she has to stay alive, she wants to be very much involved in her family's lives too. She knows that her situation is really bad, and if she doesn't do anything about it very soon, things might turn out very, very badly. Looks like she's ready to change and meet the doc. Now she has to make the trip down to Houston, but we all know that's not going to be an easy trip for her.
Kene?
And I don't want Rodney to see it either, because I never told him my current weight, because seeing the number will make it real. My weight, I was 6'13". I'm so afraid that it's gonna be... I don't want Rodney to see it. I really don't want to see it.
Technically, she added 1 pound. That's not bad, right? Oh well, Kene finally made it to the hospital after a stressful trip. She was scared that when she checked her weight on the scale, it was going to show something higher than what she used to weigh. She checks her weight, and it shows that she weighs 614 pounds, adding 1 extra pound to what she used to weigh. It's still on the high side. Let's see what Dr. Now thinks about her situation.
My concern is that the whole family is used to overeating. So these changes are going to help your future for the kids and tools that you need to make the changes you should to get healthy. Ultimately, it all comes down to whether you value your life enough to give up.
Yes, sir.
If you're 600 pounds, if you stick to 1,200 calorie a day diet, you'll lose 100 pounds in 1 month.
Okay.
Okay?
Dr. Now isn't wrong, but we can't deny the fact that he likes Kene. He tells her that on a very good day, he would want her to lose at least 100 pounds in a month, but he gives her another option. He says that if she can at least lose 60 to 80 pounds in a month, he would put her on the weight loss program, and if she shows him that she really has what it takes, he is going to approve her for weight loss surgery. The big question now is if Kene really has what it takes to lose weight. I guess we're going to find out.
And that's all probably gonna come down to how close I've made. At my last visit 2 months ago, I was 614, and I had a goal to lose 75 pounds in 2 months. So I need to be at 539 or as close as 592.
Her face says it all. She is disappointed in herself. After the first appointment, Kene went back home and did the best that she could. Believe me, she did put in the work, but struggled with walking around due to the pain she felt in her leg. She made it back for her second appointment, and sadly, she's been able to lose only 22 pounds. You can bet that Dr. Now is not going to be happy with the progress she has made.
You're exactly right. I'm the doctor who's telling you how to get healthy. The purpose of you coming and seeing us and not following the diet and do what you need, because everything is up to you. It's not up.
Stop.
What is with this attitude giving me that I tell you you're not following the diet?
No, I am upset because I knew that 22 pounds was not enough. And instead of asking me what type of changes I had made, what type of diet I had been on.
Wow, now that's a reaction I was not expecting to see from Kene. After checking her weight, the doc comes to talk to her about her weight. He explains to her that the reason she's not losing as much weight is because she's not following the diet like she should. Instead of telling the doc she'll do better, she gets into her feelings and gets angry with the doctor now. She's upset because the doc refused to recognize the effort she's putting in. She even says that losing 100 pounds in a month is not possible, and the doc should know better.
I don't know. I don't think I have a relationship with...
So how'd you get here with a walker sitting in my office?
I don't know.
I do.
Waking... Well, that's... At least one of us does.
Well, you're in denial. You're refusing to grieve your mother. You don't even want to talk, grow, or benefit from it. What would if your mom were still around, what would she think of how you've been doing? I think she would be upset with you.
Maybe. I guess.
Looks like all that was needed was therapy. After the argument she had with Dr. Now, he felt she needed therapy, so he asked her to go see the therapist. She did talk about some of the things that were bothering her, but her main issue lies with the fact that she blames her mom for the way she is. Now that she's done with therapy, let's hope she can finally lose weight and get her weight loss surgery.
And I want you to lose another 30 pounds, and if you do that, then I will approve you for weight loss surgery. Sound good?
That sounds great. Thank you.
We'll go ahead and start running some tests to make sure that your body can. And today I want to do some blood work on you.
Yes, sir.
And do some EKG on your heart and see what's going on. Good. And you stay on track with your weight loss, then we'll move ahead with weight loss surgery for you in a month. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Hey, no, but I'm here.
What can I do to help you?
Call the fire department.
We've got to do what's best for you.
My 600-pound life is known for its transformations, but behind every success story is a journey filled with pain, loss, and heartbreak. Some moments are so raw and emotional, they'll bring you to tears. These are the most heartbreaking moments on my 600-pound life that will stay with you long after the episode ends. This is Isaac's story. There's never a time when Isaac is not eating. Once he is awake, best believe that food is going down his throat. He is 23 years old and he does not know what he weighs. He struggles every morning to put on clothes because his weight is just so much. What makes things a little easy is the fact that he lives with his family and they help him out with some of his chores. This is how Isaac's story begins.
Can you lift up a little bit for me?
And I'm embarrassed about that because I moved back home to take care of my mom and she struggles with her size too, so I'm supposed to be helping her. But I'm the one who needs the help now, and that makes me feel bad.
Man, that is just so sad. Isaac wants to do more with himself, but is limited because of his weight. His mom has cancer, so he moved back home to try to take care of her. But instead of that happening, Isaac is the one that everybody in the house has to take care of, and that makes him feel horrible. Walking and breathing are starting to become very difficult for him, and it worsens every single day.
Feeding others, y'all got here just in time, and watching them enjoy the food. So I do feel like I have a special connection with food, but I do like eating too.
Good morning, Angel. How many eggs do you want?
At this point, it's safe to say that food is Isaac's best friend. It's the only thing that brings him joy and comfort. The sweet part is that he is actually a good cook. His family members love his meals, and they love when he cooks. Part of what brings him joy is seeing that every member of his family gets to eat and actually enjoy every meal that he prepares. That must be so amazing. I wish everyone liked my cooking.
To get him to eat, and this caused him to be very underweight. So we did worry about his weight because he was so small and so tiny. It was like it was a joy for him. After that, anything he wanted.
Seems like we know how his love for food started. When Isaac was a child, he had an illness that made him very underweight. This made his family members very scared because they thought they were going to lose him. Isaac got better and he began to eat pretty much everything. His parents, being scared that the illness would come back, decided to make sure he was always properly fed. From that moment on, food became his best friend.
I had to cook and clean and give homeschool to myself and my siblings because there was nobody else. My mom couldn't even physically take care of herself at that. My dad worked all day, pay the bills.
That must have been a very big shoe for Isaac to fit in at a very young age. At the age of 10, Isaac's mom had a stroke and that made her unable to take care of him and his siblings. Isaac had to assume the role of a mother, and he was the one who would constantly be in the kitchen cooking for the entire family. Believe me, it was no easy task. All this happened after he lost his grandmother, which broke his heart because she was like a second mom to him.
After that, I was just staying home and eating. So my weight climbed over 600 pounds quickly.
He started avoiding phone calls from his friends. He stopped.
Men, Isaac literally gave up his future to help his mother take care of the family. His mother's condition went from a stroke to cancer, and he had to move back to the house permanently. He got depressed from seeing his mom in such a state, and he just shut down. He stopped talking to his friends, and all he did was take care of his mom and eat his sadness away. Even to this day, Isaac still feels some level of depression when he is alone.
I've never done anything like this at my size, so I'm really nervous about it. It's like a 5-hour drive, so it's not going to be easy for me because I'm gonna go down there and then try to come straight back. So it's like 10 hours on the road.
I'm just glad this is finally happening. It's good to see that Isaac wants to start taking care of his health and work towards a better future. He has decided to head down to Houston to see Dr. Now. What scares Isaac the most is having to stay all by himself without his family. That terrifies him a lot. His mom reassures him that everything is going to be okay and he should focus on getting better for himself.
I met Dr. Nels for the first time to see him about weight loss surgery, and I'm about to see where my weight's at.
and how much I have to lose, I get. That's not good, but I'm ready to change that. That's why I'm here.
You just have to love how positive Isaac's mind is. He made the trip down to Houston, and I must tell you, it was not an easy one. He had so much anxiety, but he was able to pull through. He hopped on the scale at the hospital, and it read that he weighed 661 pounds. Of course, he is surprised and scared, but he is also optimistic that things are going to get better because he wants to get better. Now that's the spirit.
It's hovering around 2%, okay? You know why? Because everybody goes back to the same old habit. And if you don't understand that, then there's no point of doing the surgery on you.
Is Isaac really ready to lose the weight? Isaac tells the doc that he is the one who cooks for his family, and the doc immediately says that if he wants to lose weight, he has to stop being around so much food. He then tells Isaac that he needs to lose 80 pounds in the next 2 months before he can be approved for weight loss surgery. He has been added to the weight loss program, but Dr. Now needs to be sure that he really wants to lose weight.
And some zucchini, and then y'all can make y'all salad. So how does it look to
It
y'all?
looks good. It smells good. It smells really good.
Well, the whole meal is only like 300 calories.
Okay, Isaac. Moment of truth.
Yeah, I needed more seasoning.
I'm not going to lie, it's really good to see that his family is adapting to the new diet. The doc gave Isaac a diet to follow, and he brought it to his family. Since Isaac is the chef in the house, he decided to put everyone in the family on the diet that Dr. Now gave him. From the look of things, it seems like everyone likes the new diet. This is good because it's going to help Isaac lose the weight he needs.
So that means your goal is to lose 100 pounds before you soon. Do you think you can do that?
I'll try.
All right, we'll schedule your appointment for next month. And I'll see you then. But go over the diet and see.
I mean, Dr. Now is not wrong. If Isaac wants to be around to take care of his mom, he also needs to take care of himself first. Isaac missed his appointment with the doc and decided to call and see if he could reschedule. He explained the situation, and the doc told him that he needs to prioritize his health over that of his mom. He also told Isaac that he needs to lose an extra 20 pounds before his next appointment. In total, he needs to lose 100 pounds.
I made a lot of changes to my eating, and I know I've made progress. But my goal weight loss was a lot. I was 661 at my last weigh-in 4 months ago. And with the delays, my goal turned into having to lose.
That is far from what the doc wanted him to lose. It's been more than 3 months now, and all Isaac has been able to lose is 40 pounds. But we really can't blame him. He has had to take care of his mom and still be the chef of the house. That's a lot if you ask me. But we all know that Dr. Now won't be happy with his progress given the fact that Isaac does not have a lot of time.
And if you keep all this strain on your body for much longer, it's just going to be a matter of time before something happens that pushes your body over the edge. And it gives that, and that's it for you.
Surprisingly, Dr. Now seems to be very gentle with Isaac. He has given him another chamber to lose the weight he needs so he can get weight loss surgery. He then explains to Isaac why it's very important for him to lose weight before he gets under the needle. He doesn't want Isaac having complications during surgery, so he gives him another 2 months to lose the remaining weight he was supposed to lose. Well, let's see if he can do just that.
So what we also do is we'll go ahead and run the test we need to make sure you can handle surgery. And if you come back with that weight loss in 2 months.
This is Cindy's story. Food gives Cindy a peace that she can't get from any other thing. She has to get food in her stomach before she can get out of bed. She is 45 years old and her weight is unknown. When she wakes up in the morning, she tries not to think about her life and how bad she has allowed her weight to get. Does she still have hope? Can she get better? Let's find out. This is how her story begins.
Start anything with my day. I have to eat. So you're good to go. Denise knows what I like to have.
I am Denise, and I am a home health provider. In the week, I work with Miss Cindy. I get her up.
Well, it's actually good that she has someone who helps take care of her. It would have been very bad if she was all by herself. Cindy has a caretaker who is always there to do almost everything. She cooks, she cleans, you just name it. Her caretaker is worried about the type and quantity of food that Cindy consumes, but she can't say anything because she does not want to lose her job.
Then I sit and get some oxygen, or I shower while she's fixing the bed.
Let's get the show on the road before you start losing oxygen.
She tries to get under my folds and parts of my skin as best she can.
Man, this is really sad. You can see it written all over Cindy's face that she is in so much pain. She goes through so much discomfort while taking a shower. Cindy goes out of breath very quickly, so her caretaker has to hurry the bathing process so she doesn't pass out. Passing out means that her caretaker would have to call 911 to come help put her in check, and that's something tiny Cindy tried to avoid.
It's my way of dealing with the world. That family friend that was doing that to me finally stopped because my mom found out about it and confronted them, talked to them. They stopped hanging out with them and all that kind of stuff.
No child should ever have to go through that. Cindy's food addiction started when she was much younger. She had a family friend who would constantly molest her, and it went on for quite some time. Her mom found out, and she made sure the family friend never came close to her again. As if that was not enough, her dad got abusive and took it all out on her mother. Eventually, her mom got a divorce, and all Cindy could do was eat the pain away.
In a downward spiral. When I was 32, my dad passed away from cirrhosis of the liver from alcohol. I was, shocked, and hit me harder than I thought it would. I started gaining more weight after that.
The trauma Cindy went through as a child just kept going from bad to worse. She had an accident that made her bedridden for a long time. After that, she tried to get weight loss surgery, but all the doctors told her she was too big and they couldn't put her under the needle. Then she found out that her dad passed away from cirrhosis of the liver due to how much alcohol he was taking. That just sent her into a deep state of depression, and all she did was eat.
Others, just go somewhere. I feel like I don't fit in the world because I have so many locations with everything. I need a chair that fits me. I need a bed that fits me.
Seems like Cindy is no longer going to let her trauma and health conditions stop her from doing what she needs to do. Her caretaker has been able to talk her into speaking with Dr. Now to find out if she has any chances of getting better. Cindy is also scared that she might have to give up that very thing that brings her joy, food. Well, there's no going back now. She either gets better or she doesn't.
Yes, please.
If you come here, are you going to do the work?
Yes.
Because your progress and what happened if you do this, and the work with is all going to be up to you.
Well, that was an illuminating conversation. Cindy spoke to the doc, and he just had to tell her the truth. He made her understand that she needs to start taking control of her health because life expectancy for people her size is 50 years, and she is already 45 years old. The doc also wants plans on getting her an ambulance that's going to bring her down to Houston, so the doc can keep tabs on her progress.
This is for death. What if you die?
Can die any moment.
Exactly. That's why you should go today. So what can I do for you right now?
I have to get everything in order and whatever I was going to pack. I still need to take a shower.
It seems like Cindy is trying to give excuses, so she is not going to follow the ambulance down to Houston. Dr. Now was able to get an ambulance to come down to Cindy's house so she could be brought to the hospital. The ambulance is here, and Cindy does not seem like she is ready to head down to the hospital. Her caretaker is trying to convince her and get her ready to leave for the hospital. Does Cindy really want to get better?
She was talking to the other caretaker. The other caretaker was giving her negative text messages, trying to convince Cindy this is bad for her, so it was almost like if they're trying to hold her hostage.
Believe me when I say that it has been one big mess trying to get Cindy out of her house. Apparently she has two caretakers. The one currently with her wants her to head to the hospital and see the doc. The other caretaker found out that Cindy was heading to the hospital and immediately told her not to leave the house. The caretaker with her was able to convince her to move to her own house in Houston, where she can keep a close eye on her and take proper care of her.
So you're at 614 pounds. So that is either more weight gain or hardly any loss at all. All right, you can get your walker.
That's on the high side. Cindy still has a lot of work to do. Since she was not able to come down to the hospital, Dr. Now decided to pay her a visit at her caretaker's house in Houston. The first thing he does before checking her vitals is to see if she has lost any weight since the last time they spoke. Cindy struggles to step on the scale, and her weight is 614 pounds. As you can see, it seems like she has not been able to lose a significant amount of weight.
So it's time to give that back. You understand that, right?
Yeah.
But you're going to be the one that you're going to follow the diet and do the exercise, okay?
Yes.
Well, this is another chance for Cindy to lose weight. The doc checked her vitals and realized that her breathing problem is getting worse due to her not being able to lose weight. He teaches her a breathing technique that won't leave her out of breath and tells her that he needs her to stick to the diet and lose 70 pounds in 1 month before she comes down to the hospital. Let's see if she's going to meet the target in a month's time.
Now making progress, okay? All right, so we need to run some tests on you and see what's going on. Make sure everything is okay. And if we have to keep you down here to treat you, we will.
Once again, Cindy has failed to make any significant progress. The doc is quite frustrated because it seems like every effort he has made to try to get her to lose weight keeps failing, and she's just not ready. She missed her last appointment, and Dr. Now had to send her an ambulance to bring her down to the hospital so he could check if everything was okay. Now he wants to set her up with a psychotherapist with the hopes of things getting better.
And take responsibility. I just need more time.
You want more time?
Yes.
Cindy, I'll give you 1 more month to lose 70 pounds and get more active so you can come to the clinic.
This is Abby's story. Abby has been on his bed for more than 7 years. The only thing that motivates him to keep trying is his wife, Brenda. He is 37 years old and he has no idea what he weighs. Right now, he is scared that he might not wake up one day, and that just terrifies him. Can things really get better for him? Let's see. This is how his story begins.
My inspiration. I like at the end of this tunnel. When I wake up, the first thing I have to do is bathe. It's extremely painful. It's the worst part of my day.
Is it okay if I do your feet while you wash your head and face?
Men, imagine having to go through all of this every morning. It's not surprising that his wife is the only motivation he has to even want to get up in the morning. It's lovely that his wife takes such good care of him even with his condition.
Scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, and toast. Your breakfast?
Breakfast. It doesn't have to be huge. It just needs to be something that'll satisfy my urge right now. No, I think about food more often than I should.
Did he just say that how he ate when he was much younger is way better than now? Wow. Now I'm curious. I wonder what made him love food from a very young age. My guess is that he went through something very traumatic.
Metabolism will kick in. No, it didn't. It just stopped and kept on gaining weight. When I graduated from high school, I went to school in Florida to become a sound engineer. And going there was life-changing.
It never turns out that way, Abby. It never works out that way. His parents were never around to supervise his eating, so he always ate whenever and whatever he wanted. Funny thing is that because he was much younger, he thought he would lose weight over time. Sadly, that was not the case.
We went to the movies with my nieces and nephews, and they were like, and being kids. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so ashamed. And she's like, don't worry, I love this.
Ouch, that had to be a very traumatizing experience. Imagine buying an engagement ring to propose to your girlfriend, and you get into an accident on your way to her house that almost takes your life. Man, I'm sure his girlfriend would have broken down into a million pieces.
They took me to an MRI machine and got the X-ray imaging they needed to find out what was going on. I had a problem with 3 discs. They were damaging the spinal cord. So immediately they took me to emergency surgery.
That's enough reason to actually fall into depression. That accident ruined a lot for Abby. His wife even said that the doctors that did his surgery told her that he might never walk again because of the damage that was done to his spinal cord.
By a lot of people in Puerto Rico, and we got referred to a foundation which was helping a lot of people after the hurricane. They took me out of Puerto Rico and brought me here.
Come on. Let's be honest, that's actually very impressive. Abby doesn't let the fact that he is immobile stop him from working and making money for him and his wife. He has a remote job that allows him to work from the comfort of his bed. Now I wish I had a job like that.
The wall in front of me, the wall's right beside me.
Salsa con queso.
And my wife that comes in and out. I only look for the outside world is TV or...
Seems like they work hand in hand to get things done. Since Abby can't stand up from the bed, his wife has to do all of the shopping, and she prepares their meals. What's amazing is that they get to spend quality time even after having a stressful day. That's lovely, but he really needs to start worrying about his weight.
And fix that, and it got fixed to a certain point, but since I've been in the bed so long, I've lost the strength in my legs.
Do you have a sensation on your feet?
I do.
That's not good. Abby finally reached out to Dr. Now, and it seems like he might have some serious problems. Apparently, Abby has been on the bed for so long that his feet can no longer be straight on the ground. He tells Dr. Now about his condition, and even the doc can't hide his worry.
But they know that I need physical therapy. Having a physical therapy come here, we haven't gotten that yet.
So you're in a bad place right now. So I'm gonna see if we can get some...
That does sound like a good plan. Since Abby can't walk on his feet, Dr. Now says he is going to send some physiotherapists to come help him and see if he can still use his legs to move around. Let's just hope the damage to his leg is not so severe.
You're doing it right. Good. Yeah, it means you're doing it right. Ready? Come on. I know the doctor was concerned to be able to wave off the possibility of the blood clots. He wants him to have that much more mobility. That's definitely something that needs to be addressed. Increase your pace just a touch.
Surprisingly, that went pretty well. The physiotherapist the doc asked to come check on Abby showed up, and they did some routine exercises. His leg isn't entirely bad, and he is still able to move around. The only thing now is that Abby needs to put in the work so moving around would be possible and much easier.
Really do need to get the strength back.
So what you need to do is you gotta all day to do your exercise on your leg, move this leg. And here you got a bunch of...
For Dr. Now to come down to his house, you can tell he really cares about Abby and wants the best for him. But here's the thing. Due to the fact that Abby hasn't left his bed in 7 years, his sores are infected, and he needs to get the infection under control before it gets worse than it already is.
I want to get to, but when it's just, yeah, we'll see how we do it for next time. That's not a goal. That's it's like nothing. So I feel like I'm doing the things and the effort, but I'm not getting anywhere.
Seems to me like Abby is at a crossroads with himself and his weight loss journey. He feels like the fact that he doesn't have a goal that relates to him losing weight is technically no goal. At this point, I think Abby might need therapy to stay on track with his weight loss journey.
On the bed, on the bed. Ow!
Keep pulling.
All right, let's go.
Keep pulling.
In the center.
That's it.
All right.
That's the worst of it, okay?
Let's go up a little bit. That's it.
Yes.
For a second there, I thought they were not going to be able to lift him out of the bed. More than 5 people trying to get him out of the bed is actually scary. Abby's condition is not getting better, and Dr. Now wants him to be close by so he can be properly monitored.
So at this point, I think we got to do something to improve your condition. We got to make some changes, okay?
No problem. Right now, we gotta get my blood drawn and the test going.
Well, that's some good progress. Abby has been checked into the hospital, and so far it does seem like things might work out for the best. He feels way better than he did when he was home, and I can't lie, that's a pretty good sign.
At some point soon, Dr. Now is gonna take me to the next level, you know? And I need something more to make this go faster.
We have made more progress with Abby. We had his weight down almost 200 pounds since he arrived.
I couldn't agree more with Dr. Now. Abby has been able to lose up to 200 pounds of weight. Usually Dr. Now would send him home to lose some more before coming back. But with his current state, Dr. Now feels it's time for him to get his weight loss surgery.
Hopefully everything looks good and we can move ahead with Abby's weight loss surgery soon. Once we do that and he recovers, we will work more closely with some specialists.
You can tell that he couldn't wait to break the news to his wife. Dr. Now told him that he was approving him for weight loss surgery, and as you'd expect, the first person he called was his wife. He has come a long way. I'm pretty sure we are all proud of Abby.
Abby's surgery went very well. That was probably one of the most challenging weight loss surgery that we have done for a while with his condition because of his functional paraplegia and lower extremities.